Welcome everyone to our class on very important topic, to be or not to be. And in this case, to be or not to be certified, professional certified coach with International Coaching Federation. And first of all, let me start by introducing myself, and I think our teachers will be able to introduce themselves as well. My name is Katya. I'm intuitive life coach and founder of Intuitive Life Coaching Academy, where we certify intuitive life coaches. And I can tell you that when I joined my life coach, not my life coaching program, the life coaching program that I went through 13 years ago. And I think I've been saying 13 years ago for quite a while. It tells me that probably it was longer than that, but let's keep it 13 years ago to keep me young. So when I went through my coaching program, which was also accredited by ICF. It was many years ago, and I don't remember that they paid a lot of attention to the meaning of what is ICF. My choice was dictated only by my intuition and what program I really was able to connect with. And of course, I found the most expensive one, but at the same time, as I always say, it was the best money I spent in my life. And I'm very grateful to that experience. So, and when I graduated from the program, I was not very clear about the whole ICF, International Coaching Federation, PCC, ACC. So kind of like I put it on hold, like even trying to understand what it is for quite a while, until I decided to create my own program. And then it was a requirement, of course, for the person who wanted to accredit their program to become a PCC. Now the times are different. The times has changed. And it changed in a way that 13 years ago, that was maybe 15 years ago, or people were less familiar with coaching, with what coaching was. So I remember those 13 years ago when I told someone that I was a coach, people asked me, "Oh, what is that? Are you going to teach me how to live life?" That was my favorite. And, of course, I had to have the elevator speech and to explain to them very quickly what I was trying to help them with. But now, thanks God, it's not a problem, right? Life coaching and all sorts of coaching is becoming more and more popular, more appreciated, more familiar, more common name for all of us. Thanks God. Some people say, "Oh, it was so much easier before because no one knew what coaching was, so there were only a few coaches out there." And no, it's not true. Actually, if we have competition, the more competition we have, the better for us, because it's important that we abide by the high standards of our profession, because there are a lot of people who call themselves coaches who are not even coaches, and who have nothing to do with coaching. They could be mentors, consultants, or just people with no education and no background in any kind of coaching. They call themselves coaches. And why did I raise my own hand? I don't know. I'm lowering my hand.
Pay attention.
Pay attention. Yeah, I'm paying attention. So yeah, life coaching is a great modality, and we will talk about it a little bit today. But mostly, we will talk about what is ICF. What is the importance for every professional coach to be associated with this organization, how and what are the benefits, and how you can do that, right? So we will talk about the different paths of how you can receive this accreditation, what are the ways for you, and why it will help you in the future in your coaching profession. So I think we can start, and I would like to introduce to you Asya. Asya, are you here? You,
I am. I can unmute myself, yes.
Yeah, so Asya, I think Asya is our lead teacher in the program. And we will start with our presentation with, and welcome Asya to start.
Thank you. So hi, good evening, everyone. It's so nice
Wait,
to
I
be here.
forgot
So yes,
to
my name.
say, I forgot to say that you are PCC accredited coach. My apologies. That's important.
So yeah, I was just gonna say, so I'm one of the teachers for the program, and I'm also just recently got my PCC. So the topic of this is very, what's the word? Like now for me, like very relevant and right now for me. So yes, I'm gonna go ahead and share my presentation. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, so we're talking about PCC, and I feel like when I first came into the program, Katya used to always throw out these letters, PCC, ACC, ICF, and it took me a really long time to even know what she was talking about. And so, I felt like, and I especially recently, as it's, the ICF is becoming more and more known, and people are, just hearing about it more, and I think it's more and more people want to understand, and there's a lot of confusion. So that's, I really wanted to do this class, and I was excited that we're offering it just to clarify what is this alphabet soup that we're always talking about. All right, so what is ICF? What is it, just to start with? So ICF, it stands for the International Coaching Federation, and it is the leading global organization for coaches and coaching. ICF is dedicated to advancing the coaching profession by setting high standards, providing independent certification, and building a worldwide network of trained coaching professionals. So the main thing that ICF does is they set a standard. And in this world, as the coaching industry is like exploding and everybody is becoming a coach, people tend to say like, oh, I can coach. I know something about something. I have this experience in my life. So I'm going to go ahead and just start a website and tell people that I'm coaching, and, I'll just help people figure out, how to live their life better, or, get through this certain thing, or, get through a divorce, or get through a, like starting a business, and people just, based on life experience or the school of hard knocks, think that they can just open a school. And what ICF recognized was like, this is not good, because there's no standards. People are calling themselves a coach, and there's no foundation for coaches. There's no, global standard for what that even means. And for people going and looking for coaches, it's really easy just to like not know what you're getting into, not know the kind of training or experience that somebody has. And so ICF came in, and they're working in, more and more becoming more recognized, and the ICF name is becoming more and more like recognized, and what's the word I'm looking for, respected in the coaching field. And so what ICF does is it sets a standard for coaching and what coaching is, and it also sets an ethical standard for all coaches. Okay, so why is this important? We've been talking about this a lot, but so basically everything I just said, coaching is a rapidly growing and evolving industry. However, many people who aren't trained coaches and don't even know about coaching standards are calling themselves coaches. ICF accreditation signifies that a coach has undergone rigorous training, adheres to high professional standards and ethical standards, and is equipped with the necessary skills and knowledge to effectively support their clients. And the thing about coaching is it's based on scientific evidence. Like, these are ways that support people to actually change and transform their lives. And so when people are just calling themselves coaches, they're not working from that place of the like proven methods, right? So that's what ICF does. It really makes sure that we're working from that place. So ICF accreditation also enhances credibility and trust among clients and peers in the coaching industry, opening up opportunities for career advancement and broader recognition. Okay, so just kind of an overview of like the ICF accreditation and what that looks like. So what many people have, like graduating from our school or other schools similar to it, is a coaching certification from an ICF accredited institution. So that means the school that you go to, or the, you know, the certificate, the academy or institution that you go to is ICF accredited. That means that they are teaching ICF standards and are, you know, all of the teachings are kind of using ICF standards as a foundation. And using the ethical standards again and the coaching standards. So just graduating from an ICF accredited school already gives you a status, gives you clout, because people can look at that and say, oh, you know, that means that their education fit the definition of what coaching is. And I know that I have somebody who's highly trained and I can get good coaching from this person. And for an individual, you can get a certification from an ICF accredited school and go and open a business and, you know, and do the work. The next level is if a person actually wants to get accredited through ICF. So they're not just a coach. So like, for example, for us, people graduating from our program have certificates from our program, the Institute of Life Coaching Academy of the Third Eye. If a coach wants to then go to ICF and get accredited through ICF, so they're now an ICF accredited coach, they can become an ACC. And this is the first level, and that's an associate certified coach. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the pathways and like the requirements later, but kind of a general requirement is that you need about 150 hours of coaching experience. And so for us, our program, like as soon as you're done with the program, you have 150 hours and you could go ahead and apply and get your ACC. And we've had students do that. The next level up is the professional certified coach. And that is just, you know, like a higher accreditation. You need about 500 coaching hours of coaching experience in order to get the PCC. And both of these you have to like apply and sit for exam and obviously, you know, pay for the exam and things like that. And then, you know, I kind of said this multiple times, but it's just worth really clarifying, is that both individuals and institutions can obtain these ICF accreditations. So a school that teaches coaches, there are plenty of schools that teach coaches that aren't ICF accredited, and that's you know, something to be aware of. But a school can have an ACC level accreditation, and a school can have a PCC level accreditation. And so our school is PCC accredited. And, you know, like I said, there are schools that don't have an ICF accreditation, and they can also go on and get accredited through ICF. However, the pathway tends to be much harder, and there's much more scrutiny involved there from ICF to make sure that they, you know, they have learned all the standards. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pass it off to Katya. You are on mute.
Okay, let's talk, like read my lips, okay? Let's talk about the benefits of ICF accreditation. Credibility and trust, absolutely. So building credibility and trust with clients, employees, and peers, definitely. Coaching and ethical standards. we abide and we stand by the core competencies and standards and ethical standards of our profession provided to us by ICF. So, and it becomes international standards for professionals in coaching. Yes, thank you. So as a global recognition, it's International Coaching Federation. So it's all over the world, everywhere. Like if you think of working globally or moving to a different country or working with clients in different countries, so it's worthwhile to receive accreditation of ICF. Career advancement, absolutely. I hear more and more from people that they, even if they want to be hired, if they're in HR or in training, there is a requirement, especially for higher positions, to be accredited with ICF. Higher fees and increased earning potential, absolutely, because by showing that you have ICF accreditation, you are showing your professionalism, your high standards of your profession. So you can have higher fees and offer high packages with higher services. Access, yes, because you will be a part of ICF community, and ICF is not just a lone standing organization, right? It's an international organization all over the world. There are chapters in each city. There are chapters in each state. There are chapters globally. So you becoming a part of ICF, you become a member of ICF, so you can have different opportunities to work for them, with them, to partner, to offer your classes, workshops, to join different seminars, events all over the world. So as a part of this organization. Professional development, definitely, because ICF offers continuous education and provides a lot of different CEUs for you to learn more, to advance your knowledge and education. Yes, that's what I also said, continuous learning and improvement, networking and collaboration. You will meet so many great people. I just received, by the way, a text from a WhatsApp group of our Bay Area ICF chapter, where they meeting once a month, and all these professional coaches have this networking and meetings. Client satisfaction and referrals, absolutely. Why? Because you will be so good at what you do that you will provide great results for your clients. And of course, you will get referrals from those clients because they will love what you're doing, how you're helping them. Personal fulfillment and recognition. Yes. If you are one of the people for who achieving goals, self-growth, achievements are important, this is a path for you. Okay. So now, by the way, I said that it's a path for you. We will go into paths to PCC. How to get PCC. And here is a link, and we will click on that link. It's on the website. So it's not working. Ah, perfect. So let's look at all different paths, how you can apply for PCC. Okay, I also need to give you some clarification about why are we talking about only PCC. Asia mentioned ACC, Associate Certified Coach, and this is a kind of a first step. Students of our academy, upon graduation, can immediately go and apply and go through the exam and receive their ACC. I will share with you a small secret here, what I share with our students. You can do that. You can do that from going through a different program, or there is a different path. It's called a portfolio path. We will talk about it in a minute. But you will have to pay for it. You will have to prepare for it. You will have to go through the exam. And then you will receive this ACC. And in a way, you will kind of be stuck with it for 3 years. Not necessarily, of course, in a year you can, or in 2 years you can apply for PCC, but then it means you have to go through the same process again. So you will have to pay to pass the exam, and only then you will get your PCC. So my recommendation, it's my subjective objective recommendation, is to wait a little bit to have all the requirements for PCC and receive your PCC accreditation. Because after receiving your PCC accreditation, after passing the exam, in 3 years, when the time will come for the renewal, you will have to submit additional CEUs, additional educational points, coaching hours, but you will not have to go, and you will have to pay again, but you will not, and it's much cheaper than like renewals. And also you will not have to go through exam. So once you pass the exam, you won't need to go to do that again. And if you do the ACC, you will have to kind of do it twice, having a lower accreditation, then do it again. So get ready, prepare everything, get all the requirements, and get your PCC accreditation. So the next level we didn't talk about today, and we will not talk about it, is MCC. It's a kind of a recent one. It's like a PhD level accreditation that I will be applying next year for. So let me walk you through different paths. First path is the path that our students and graduates will go through. The graduates of Intuitive Life Coaching Academy. What does it mean? Our program offers at least 25 hours of coach-specific education. We are accredited. So you will have, for this first path, that is the easiest path, you will have to go through a program like ours, which there are a lot of, I'm sure, great programs that you can choose from, that provides at least 125 hours of coach-specific education, and also has level 2 accreditation. What does it mean, level 2? Level 1 is when the program has just doesn't have any mentor coaching and peer coaching opportunities. Our program has it all. It has coaching education, and it also has peer coaching and mentor coaching. So for that, it makes us level 2 accreditation level. So for our students and graduates, you already pass that 125 hours, you already have this mentor coaching and peer coaching. I see, can you scroll a little bit down, please? So, and what you will need is only, it's not only, but okay, you will have to have go through 500 hours of coaching hours. And you join ICF. Can you go a little bit down? And you pay a little bit down. Yeah, you pay if you are ICF member, because you can have ICF membership. And there are a lot of people who have no accreditation that they become ICF members. You can become ICF member. And if you are ICF member, which is only $100-something a year, you will pay only $375 for the exam and for your PCC accreditation. And it will take approximately 4 weeks for review. Next path is if you go through a program, not like our program, level 1, that provides coaching hours, but doesn't provide any mentor coaching and peer coaching hours. For that, you will have to have additional at least 10 hours of mentor coaching, and plus it will cost you $650 if you're ICF member and $800 if you are not ICF member. So, and another way, it will be 14 weeks of for review. And another, the longest and the most difficult path is the path of portfolio path. Let's say you said, okay, if you are not accredited, or if you haven't gone through accredited program, you will have to submit every comma, everything, a log of all your hours, all your education, all your paid, unpaid clients with their addresses, phone numbers. So this is a quite excruciating, I will say, quite excruciating path. So without this education, you will have to, or education through a program that is not accredited by ICF, it will be the hardest way. And I was told by one of the ICF members that they check everything. So they randomly reach out to your clients, they find out about this program, like they check everything that you put on the paper in that log. So, and also it's $750 for ICF members and $900 for non-ICF members. So, which will include 500 hours, 125 hours of coach-specific education that you'll have to prove that abides by the rules and code of ethics and core competencies of ICF. So it's a very hard path. So we are providing our students and graduates first path, the most comfortable of all. Another thing, when I graduated from my program, it took me a while to get my PCC. I didn't need that because I already was accredited by a program. I was certified by a program accredited by ICF. So I had the certification and it was enough for me. But the times were also a little bit different. Right now, our profession is going towards the direction of being more regulated, more accredited, more known, well-known, and appreciated. But with appreciation comes like a downside, right? When everything will be checked when people will be asking you which school you went through, what level of how many hours, how many years. So it's kind of like, and it's quite a competitive world. If you just need it for your own business, you will have your own business. Still, for business development, for networking, for connections, for being able to maybe offer your classes for ICC members, or to get more education and more visibility. ICF accreditation, PCC ICF accreditation is important. If you are not, if you're serious about our profession and achieving PCC certification shows how serious you are, right? Because it's not so easy to go through the exam. It's not so easy. Like our students will tell you how it's not easy to go through the program, right? And I'm absolutely at awe how our students and graduates put so many hours, so many passion and their heart and soul into the school and practice, mentor, peer coaching. So it's important. Can we have a next slide, please? Yeah, so before we go further, yes, I think if you guys have any questions so far, are you with me? Are you confused? Please let us know, because it can be confusing. Charna.
So membership to ICF is $100 a year, is that correct?
Something, it's not correct. I'm not sure. It's 100 something. We can,
Okay.
Oksana,
But
can you
it's a year,
Google
is it
ICF membership?
yearly?
Huh?
Is it yearly, or is that
Yearly.
how? Okay, all right.
No, I think I signed up. You can sign up yearly, but I sign up usually for 3 years. It's cheaper. And yeah, so I know that I will need it. So I sign up for 3 years, but you can try it out and sign up for 1 year. Yeah.
Thank you.
Question?
Uh-huh.
Question, can you become ICF certified without becoming ACC?
So
Yes.
ICF certified means you will be either ACC, PCC, or
Okay.
MCC. So it's
Okay.
levels: ACC associate level, PCC professional level, and MCC master level.
Okay.
So you can't
Thank
be ICF. So you went through the program accredited and certified by ICF. As I said, it was enough for me for my own business, but probably if I were to get my certification now, I would receive PCC as soon as possible. Also, it's not an option. It's an option. I shared with you one of the last paths is not to go through the program that is ICF accredited, but then it will be very, very hard, and you will still have to have 125 hours of learning credit. You will still have to have 500 hours of paid coaching, and you will have to demo. If you go through like we are the highest path, so with the highest path, you actually have to log into the information, and sometimes they check in with me because they will see that you went through our program, and they'll say, okay, such and such, did they ask for some clarification? I say yes, and then they just say, it's kind of like, because they trust you more because you went through the program accredited by ICF. And it's a very different story when you do it on your own. Amanda,
Yeah, I had a quick question about the membership. At what point would you recommend joining to become a member? Would that be like after graduation? Or
I
is there
will, yeah, because membership will give you the opportunity to see, you will be receiving the emails about events, conferences, get-togethers, networking, but for sure, you need to do it before you plan to pass your exam, because it will give you a great discount, and it will give you the access to membership and great discount for the exam. So at least do it before you decide to pass your exams. Neha?
Yes, if you get accredited from the ICF institution, you still have to give that exam.
Can you repeat? I didn't hear you, the first part of the sentence.
Sure. If you get your certificate, the coaching certificate through a ICF accredited institution,
Yes,
you still have to pass the ICF.
correct.
It's still mandatory for you.
Absolutely, for everybody. This exam is for everybody.
Okay. So
exam,
exam will be at the institution, or exam will be
yes.
at the
so
chapters?
Good question. Great question. This exam will be through ICF, but some of the programs, like our program, it prepares you to pass the exam. Like our graduates pass the exam. We never experienced anybody to not pass the exam first time around. So the program prepares you for the exam. Also, I forgot to mention that because we're a PCC level program, we also do the evaluation. So at the end of our program, our students go through evaluation exam. Like otherwise, if you have not gone, then you will have to do evaluation, then exam, then log all the hours, then provide all the information. So it's really a lot. Yes, but we also are going, we will talk about it in a minute, we are going to offer our graduates and also people who already, let's say you already went through a program PCC level, we will provide the continuous support in preparation for the PCC and additional hours that they will need for that. So we will be offering a 1 year, 12-month program that will consist of group coaching, peer coaching, mentor coaching, student coaching, then learning new advanced techniques, masterminds, and also opportunity to promote you for with our mailing lists, with our meetups, for you to get your clients, and also offer you a platform to present your workshops and offer your services. So this will be, but we need to determine where you are. That's why in a minute, so stay with us. We will talk about the exam in a minute, but then we will talk about what we can help you with. For students of the program, we already know where they are, right? We already know they are the highest path, so we know what we can offer them. For everybody else, we will be offering a different service. to help you identify where you are and to guide you the direction you need to go. And then if it suits you, you can also join this 12 months preparation for PCC. Asya, you have a question?
I have one more question, sorry.
No. Oh, Neha, you said you had one more question. Go ahead.
Yes. So the ICF, the continuous education, you guys have also mentioned about that.
Yes.
So the continuous education would be done at the same institute, or where are we going to take whatever the continuous education is, the credit hours for that?
You can take continuous education in many different places. There are a lot of, but you can also take it with us. So we are launching right now, as we speak, we're launching 12 months continuous education / hours preparation support for where we will also be helping students with test exams, providing them hours, providing them training, practice, and also clients. So this will be our Neha, if I may ask you, have you gone through the ICF accredited program already?
No.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
just wondering, yeah. So yeah, you say the the continuous education. So does the ICF has a continuous education standards as well? I mean, the curriculum or something like what you should be going through after when you have learned your coachings, your techniques and your course and your curriculum. You have graduated from them. You have your certificate. Now it's time for you to submit it for the continuous education. Then is there a guide for you what you should go through?
Yes and no. Yes, because it has to be still based on the core competencies and code of ethics of ICF. And we submit all the materials, so they review it. And then they say, yes, does it meet their standards or it doesn't?
Okay. Good.
Question, Katya?
Yeah.
I heard you say something about a PCC prep class. Is there a prep class?
Yeah. Yeah, we will be having, but it's much more than a prep class. We will be also providing hours. You will need 500 hours.
Right.
Yeah, so we will be providing the hours by providing mentor coaching, group coaching, masterminds classes, peer coaching, and student coaching, and also promoting you to our mailing list and our meetups, so so people would start hiring you. So for money. I say you try to.
I wanted to, there's a question in the chat that I wanted to read. I answered it. I just want to make sure that I answered it correctly. So Shanine said, are the coaching hours we're logging in the program included or not in the 100-something hours included in ILCATE?
Great question. Okay. So the moment, they have always the best questions. Neha, by the way, your questions are great too. So from the moment you registered for the program that's accredited by ICF, all additional hours go into your 500. So we provide this minimum 125 that they consider, right? Everything else from the moment, not before. Like, let's say Neha did coaching 2 years prior. She won't be able to unless she takes the last path, the portfolio path, but then she will have to have at least 500 hours plus 124. But let's say before joining the program, all these hours will not be counted. From the moment you join the ICF accredited program, let's say, Shanin, you had a peer coaching session with Amanda, and it was not 30 minutes that stated in our program, right? That is, but 1 hour. You write down, you log in 30 minutes. You don't log in 1 hour, because this 30 minutes that is provided by the academy. Other time is provided by you and your relationship with Amanda, right? So you can get those hours. So everything that's happening, also you have to have at least 25 clients, 25 people you have to coach. And that's what we will be providing. We will be providing in a peer coaching, student coaching, mentor coaching, and client coaching for you. So you will have enough people, not only hours, right? But it's quite vigorous, but also 25 people. And if you spend approximately 10 hours a week with coaching someone, providing you services, it will go into your 500 hours. So you can do it in 1 hour, in 1 year or 2 years, right? It depends on how fast you want to do it. So we want, with this program, we want to expedite that process, and we want to make you suffer less with trying to find people, right, to and also provide additional education. So for Neha, for example, if you want to, first probably you should join the program and get your 225 hours of education, and then maybe join the continuous education program. Because by just getting the continuous education program, it's not the first step for you. So
Yeah, I understand that. My question was like, continuous education would be like where, if you join any particular institute,
Yeah.
you graduated and then you pass the exam and you have your certificate ICF. Now you are done, right? So to have the continuous education, you have to look again. Either, I don't know if the same institute provides, you go with them. If not, then you started looking for the individual who provides you the continuous education.
A lot of different programs. It's what
Okay.
a lot of different programs. Something like we are ICF accredited program, but we also have a niche. Our niche is healers, intuitives, empaths, holistic practitioners, doctors, nurses, coaches who want to go deeper with their clients. We are not conventional coaching. Our niche is much deeper than conventional coaching. So if you're interested in depth, in intuition, into really like in healing, then you would be interested in our program. But there are other programs, right? That kind of different angles, different, but all of us who are accredited by ICF, we the foundation is the same. The foundation are the principles of ICF, the code of ethics of ICF, and core competencies of ICF. But then each program is dressed, right, with other things.
Yes,
like
I understand. Makes sense. Then it again, it arises me the question again, with the continuous education, then you have to go with the niche, or then have the continuous education in the niche area of whatever the coaching I have learned. or
May I ask you, yeah, I will answer this question because it's a specific, there has to be certain number of core competency hours, and then it could be other hours. Let's say you could take Reiki or
okay,
other things.
got you.
It's a percentage. It's like most percentage based on core competencies, and then it, smaller percentage can be other things.
Makes sense. All right.
Charlotte?
I think my question may be simple. So as I'm graduating class 8 at the end of the month,
Yes.
I will have then completed 125 education hours.
Yes.
Do I also secure an additional 125 hours towards the PCC, or is that education hours achieved through what I've just done in group 8? Is it 2 buckets of 125 hours for a total of 250?
No, you're done. You're done
Okay.
you only need, you're done with that. Not only that, even level 1, they also have to have additional 10 hours of mentor coaching. You don't need any of that. You just need 500 hours of working as a coach.
Okay, so it's 125 education hours, 500 hours working as a coach, of
Yes.
which I can say that I have accomplished X hours already towards that 500 based on group
Yes.
8.
Yes.
Excellent. That math calcs. Thank you.
Right. Good. Good understanding. Good clarification. I say you have a question?
I said,
Charna, who has another question?
Okay, so I was typing an answer, but I'll just say it out loud. So Shana said, so just to clarify, the mentor and peer coaching, is that considered paid? So the mentor and peer coaching, that's part of our program, that's required in the program, that is part of the 125 hours of education. So in order to get the PCC, you have to have the 125 hours of education. That's including the mentor coaching and the peer coaching.
No, it's
And-
actually, it's 125 plus 10. And we provide all that. So we provide 125 of education plus 10 of mentor coaching. So you are guys all set. You don't worry about the first part. You are set with 125 and you are set with 10. So we have in our certificate, it says 131.
Right. So beyond that, like Katya said, like if you spend an hour on peer coaching instead of 30 minutes, you can, any of the extra overtime, or if you did extra mentor coaching, or if you know, whatever, anything you did, or the group coaching that we do once a month, if you come to that, all of that, you can count towards the 500 hours. Now, from my understanding, 450 hours needs to be paid, 50 hours unpaid. That I personally would recommend loosening your definition of paid, because there's, you know, you can trade coaching, you can barter, you can, you know, do things that, you know, would make it, you're trading, and that's what being paid is. It's an energy exchange, right?
So yes, plus what we are offering, because we are putting our name under all your hours when you go through this 12-month program, not program, but you know, we will explain. You will log it in, and when they see the name of a program, like both Max and Ася, just log, they will share in a minute their experience with exam and how they completed the application. They just they put in application, they put how many hours, they put like what and it they approved. Sometimes they do. I received it a couple of times when I received a letter from ICF with the name of the person and their and say, okay, here, do you approve, like, is it true, do you confirm that and like, yes, this is our person, this is all true. So by us being ICF accredited program, they are linear, right? They are they already, because we jump through so many hoops, right? Right now, for example, we are working on renewal, and they will every year they will be coming back to us and checking. Like we are now writing new scripts, we are submitting new information, we are completing the forms, we are paying thousands of dollars, right? So we are doing it every 3 years with money, and every year with confirmation. So they kind of keep us, right? They know who we are, and our name and name of other, I'm sure, ICF accredited programs is we are their representative. If you come from somewhere else without any, like, then they check you and recheck you, and then they, even us, sometimes they recheck, and they're like, okay, there is this you didn't put the right on your website, there is no this, you didn't put this comma, or why there is. So they kind of really, yes. And with this path, and I think it's good timing for Max to share about his experience with exam and completing the form and everything.
Okay, do you want to put the slides up?
I say, if you could put the slides up, please.
The application is pretty straightforward. I think the piece that our program really helps with is the exam, because the exam is quite challenging, and in order to pass it, you really have to be in a coaching mindset. It would be very easy to think you're doing well and not do well. So you really have to be practiced in the fundamentals of coaching and really good at adopting a coaching mindset.
And when people, like, I also wanted to add quickly that we create the program that is very, we think is interesting and very valuable, but then people sometimes freak out, like, oh, when they go on the website of ICF, they're like, oh my God, now I have to learn. I'm like, no, we teach you everything that you need to know to pass the exam. Max, am I right?
We teach everything you need to know to pass the exam.
Absolutely. So you don't have, like, because we already have, like, oh, ICF, like, why you didn't talk about it so much? We don't talk about it so much because it's complicated, because it will only make you see it's a complicated topic, right? So we want to make it as digestible and easy for you as possible. But with going through the program, you will be able, and then adding the hours, you will be able to pass the exam.
So the format of the exam is 81 questions, and every question is basically the same. It's a case study. They'll give you a scenario, and then your job with each question is to pick the worst answer and the best answer. So there are 2 right answers, and they'll give you 4 options. So basically, you can go through and pretty much immediately discount 2 of the options as not applying either to the worst or the best answer. And then you have to decide which is the worst and which is the best. And again, some of the differences in the answers are subtle. So that's where you really have to put yourself in the coaching mindset, because they make it kind of easy to pick the wrong answer.
Can you give us an example?
Yeah. So this was like a sample scenario they'll give you. And we'll go through this, and before we give you the answers, why don't you guys just kind of on your own, we'll give you the four options, and you see if you can choose which is the worst and which is the best response as a coach, and see how you do. A coach is meeting with a prospective client who is growing a new business. The coach and potential client quickly establish an easy connection. The coach is excited about the opportunity to work with the client. As the coach and client are ending their conversation, the prospective client briefly mentions the name of their new business. The coach recognizes the business as the coach is an investor in a more established competitor business in the same community. What should the coach do? So then they'll give you the four potential answers. Okay, so we have not say anything, try to keep their role as an investor in a competing business separate from their role as a coach. Share that the business name sounds familiar and make a mental note to determine whether it is a competitor business later that evening. Share their role as an investor in the competitor business only if the potential client follows up to pursue coaching with the coach. Share their role as an investor in a competing business and acknowledge the possibility of a conflict of interest with the client. So just take a minute and see if you can determine what you think is the best response as a coach and what is the worst. And I said, maybe you want to show us which is the best and which is the worst.
I mean, I'm curious before we do that, what people think, just really quickly. Charlotte, what do you think is the best and worst?
For
Or maybe you
me,
can,
I think that full disclosure and transparency is important. And I would go with number 4, or bullet number 4, as being the best solution. And the worst is, in my mind, not to say anything at all. I think that seems questionable behavior.
so would anybody, so maybe give a thumbs up if you agree, thumbs down if you disagree. Okay.
Nice. So those that agreed with Charlotte got it right. Just for the record, I agreed with Charlotte. Okay, next scenario. A client struggles with delegating tasks at work to other team members. During the last session, the client shared that an important project they're leading is falling behind schedule. The coach supported the client in identifying strategies to delegate tasks to other team members. At the next session, the client reports back and shares, in the end, I decided to complete all the tasks myself. That was the only way to get them done on time. The coach feels disappointment that the client did not follow through on their plans to delegate. What should the coach do? So we have immediately reflect back on their last session with the client and identify what they could have done differently to support the client in following through on their plans. Take a break and acknowledge that the client is responsible for their own choice of whether to follow through with their stated plans or not. Set aside their disappointment for now and focus on the current session with the client. Decide to reflect on the situation during an upcoming session with their mentor coach. Praise the client for meeting the project deadlines, but ask why the client failed to support their team members' development. So just take a moment, see if you can determine which is the best and which is the worst. And who wants to say what they think is the best and the worst? Charna?
Well, I think the worst is well, let me do this again. Yeah, I think the worst would be to reflect back on the last section and ask what they could have done differently to support. I guess I was confused about that a little bit because my thought was the best was set aside their disappointment for now and focus on the current session with the client. And the best, take a breath and acknowledge that the client is responsible for their own choices of whether or not to follow through with their stated plans. I thought that that was the best.
Which is the best, the second one or the third one?
The second one.
And which is the worst?
And the worst is the last one, praise the client for meeting the project deadlines, but ask why they failed to support their team members' development.
Okay. Who has a different response?
I think this one is definitely tricky, and I'm inclined to agree with Charna. The last bullet, because it includes the word why, can sound very accusatory, and it doesn't follow the Max says what rule.
Yeah, that's part of the ICF curriculum. It's the Max says what rule. Okay, who has a different opinion? Okay, everybody agrees with Charna and Charlotte. So let's see what the correct answers are. Wow. I would have gotten that one wrong. Nice.
Thank you, Max. Yeah, so preparation for the exam will be a part of our program that we will be helping with.
I think we have one more sample question. Do you want to do it or should we skip over?
No, we don't have much time. Thank you. Yeah, so there will be test exams that we will be practicing at our masterminds, group coaching, and classes. Okay, I say if you could share any questions so far about that.
So were those PCC level questions or ACC level questions?
PCC.
Okay. Thank you.
Guys, we will be whether with us or on your own, you will be preparing for PCC. I have no doubt in my mind. Okay, so we have several offerings, and today we are ready to release one offer, and soon we will release the other offer. But because you came to the class, you will be able to get the special pricing. Yeah, you can make it a full screen because it's too much of my picture everywhere. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yeah, like 3, it's too much. I said, take it away. Okay, so for this offer, first is for not necessarily for our students and graduates. It's for people who need additional hours and also evaluation and estimation on where they are and what they need to do. So if you could, next slide. So this offer is to sit down with you and identify where you are now and guide you through all every step of the process for PCC certification. And to help you achieve so comprehensive analysis of your coaching experience, training, and qualifications, guidance on meeting PCC requirements, including coaching hours and education, personalized recommendations for bringing any gaps in your eligibility. The next one, thank you. Consulting and preparation for PCC exam, at least 2 hours of one-on-one coaching with ICF certified coach, in-depth review of ICF core competencies and code of ethics, strategies for applying PCC level coaching skills in practice, mock exams and practice sessions to build confidence and readiness. Assistance with registration for the exams, for the assessments, and tips for managing test anxiety, maintaining focus during the exam. So as we said, mentor coaching, feedback from of your coaching techniques, ongoing support, and this package, $1,500 for the package, or and for 3 days and until Friday for those who watched or came to the presentation. It's $200 off. When you use this discount, you will receive it in your emails. Here is the, you can scan the code. And also, if you have any questions, concerns, or you're not sure, schedule a discovery call with me, and Oksana will share the all the information in the chat, so how to schedule a discovery call. This is the package that because why we created this package, and I will explain, because more and more people are coming from just ICF to me and in need of additional hours, or just they say, oh, I need additional 10 hours, or I need additional this. So we provide this services, mentor coaching, readiness and preparation for their PCC or their PCC renewal. So it's both good for both. We can provide additional hours for your renewal, or prepare you and put you on the right path for you for your PCC accreditation.